Welcome to another book review with Alice. Hi, I'm your host, Alice, and this is my little ghost friend. He glows in the dark. Today, we are going to be talking about Haunted Canada. Now, this is a compilation book that I got at a secondhand store locally. It is book 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to handle all of them as a package because they got reviewed very similarly by me. One was 3, one was 3.5, one was 4. So, I mean, it's all pretty much on the same scope of things. But the series is written by Pat Hancock. It is produced by Scholastic Canada, which is the company that sells books in schools. So it's creepy and it's scary, but it's not like nightmare forever as your tween would be able to read it. And it doesn't go into detail about like assaults or anything like that. They do talk briefly about like beheadings and things like that, but I mean, beheading of a guy from the 1800s or a headless nun and that is not something I think they don't go into graphic detail, so I don't think your kids would be scarred by it. Not like some of the other books I read, but you can see this is a short story collection. So they've got cute little pictures and I enjoyed that. They tell you where everything is located, so clearly I'm in Canada, which is why everything is in Canada, which I really enjoyed. And it goes a little bit into the history. There's some more like modern ones, some historical ones. A lot of historical ones, obviously, because things happened a lot more. Ghosts were spotted a lot more in the olden days than they are now. But I really enjoyed it because it has a collection of stories from all across Canada. For those who don't know, Canada is the second biggest country in the world, so we are huge. So being able to hop around to all the different provinces and some of the cities I've actually been to was a lot of fun. And a few of the stories I actually learned about on ghost tours in those cities, which was really fun to be able to read about it in a book. The stories in it are not super long, so it is the kind of book that you can read like when you have 10 minutes here or there, which I always appreciate. And if you like reading spooky books with your kids, this one is very doable for that because they are like 2 to 4 pages each. Some are only 1. And you could read them with your kids and read a certain number a night and that. So I had about a lot of fun with this book. The one thing I didn't like the most was book 2. It's called Haunted Canada, but book 2 went into some really weird stories like UFO sightings and that. And I was like, this is not haunted. Why are these in here? So that's why that one lost some points because I just didn't want that many other stories in a haunted book. I buy it for ghosts, not for UFOs. There are a few Bigfoot type sightings or creature sightings in here as well, which were fine. A few in there I didn't mind. With how many stories there are in here, you could throw a few of those. But I don't know, the UFO one just annoyed me. So that's why book 2 got a lower rating. But it was a ton of fun. The stories were some are very different, there's like haunted ships and haunted people and haunted bridges and things like that. So lots of fun. If you like reading spooky stories and you don't have a lot of time to read a ton of like really big fat books with one specific story, check this one out because it was nice to have little short stories that I could read in between things or like when I was waiting 10 minutes for my kids to come home and I didn't want to get too engrossed or something I knew I could put down easily and not have to worry. Like if you're halfway through a short story and you really get interrupted, you can just reread the short story and it doesn't matter. It's not like you're trying to reread a 20-page chapter in a book and you're like, oh, so yeah, this book was a lot of fun. Check it out if you like short stories that are on the spooky side. But yeah, it was a blast. And it's Canadian. So check it out just for that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And if you're reading any great ghosty stories, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, happy reading and stay spooky.